Hello and welcome back to another Betfred Sports video here in the Quest Media Network studios. I'm Keith Catherall, joined as always by Betfred's Peter Spencer. Pete, how are you doing today?
Smashing, thank you.
Brilliant, let's kick off some Champions League action then. So first of all, City drew last night, meaning they'll go through, won't they? So tell us a bit about that first of all.
Yeah, well, it was a very predictable game, I suppose. We all knew that Atlético would go at it in the way that they did. Became quite unruly at the end. I felt sorry for the referee that having to control those players. I mean, one of the national papers has said the Atlético players were like animals. They were tugging at Grealish's hair and weren't even on the pitch, so they were desperate to do that. Foden came out of it like some kind of World War I hero with a great big bandage around his head. It's not looking good for City's aspirations for the treble now, because they've got two of the most influential players injured, Kevin De Bruyne and Kyle Walker. It's harsh to say this, but they would be givens in Guardiola's first choice players. They would definitely start in his first 11. Both came off injured, so we'll just have to see how it goes this weekend. But they showed great tenacity and they showed composure to draw 0-0 in that rarefied atmosphere, and they've gone through, and it's great credit that they were able to do so, because I think a City Champions League team in the past wouldn't have shown that composure and would have been defeated. So Betfred have Liverpool now as the favourites to win the Champions League, because they've got much the easier semi-final against Villarreal, the conquerors of Bayern Munich. They're 6-5 to win the Champions League outright. City second favourites, naturally enough, 5-4. It's vital that City do something in the Champions League. It's the one thing that the Abu Dhabi ultra-ambitious owners want City to achieve. They're 5-4 to win the Champions League outright. Real Madrid, they're 6-1, and the big outsiders, Villarreal, they're 20-1. We've got the odds on Liverpool winning the quad, which is 14-1, and the latest on City to win the treble is 6-1 with Betfred.
I mean, you can't compare them two games at all, can you really? Liverpool's game seems much more smooth sailing than City's game does.
Yeah, having said that, Liverpool made a lot of changes and it disrupted their play, and they drew 3-3, so it was an entertaining game, I suppose. But Liverpool are nicely set up now, much more so than City, for the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. We've got City as the favourites still, just 6-4. That's probably based on the fact that they did better than Liverpool in the so-called pivotal Premier League tie at the Etihad at the weekend. They should possibly have won that, because they certainly dominated the first half, and Liverpool had to have some unsavoury tactics of their own to force the draw 2-2 there. So Betfred have City 6-4 to win the semi-final at Wembley. Liverpool 15-8. The draw after 90 minutes is 5-2, and we've got Mahrez to score first, 9-2, the same price as Mo Salah. De Bruyne, if he plays, 5-1. Jota 11-2. Sterling 11-2 as well, and Mane 7-1. So for it to be 2-2 again is a 10-1 shot. I know the boss Fred Doan thinks City will win 1-0, and that's 9-1 shot.
Wonderful. And in the Betfred Super League, Warrington take on Salford tonight, is that correct?
Yeah, that's true. We've got Warrington, the outright favourites, to try and start turning around the season under Darryl Powell. They're 2-7 to win at home against Salford. Salford 13-5, and to win the Super League outright, Saints are now the absolute outright favourites, 11-10. Catalans 3-1, Wigan 9-2. Now it's interesting that on Good Friday, Saints played the traditional game against Wigan, and the favourites for that as well. But to win the Super League outright. You should never ever rule out Wigan. They're 9-2. Warrington, they've drifted quite badly now to 11-1. Hull FC 16-1, and Betfred have Huddersfield 20-1 shots. They're currently handily placed in 3rd place in the league.
Brilliant. I believe you've had some big winners this week. Winning the lucky 31. So tell us all about this amazing win that this man has accomplished.
Yeah, well, he's a 78-year-old widower. He's an ex-miner from Yorkshire. He had a 50p lucky 31 with Betfred, and he picked 5 horses out, and he's won himself £110,000. So I interviewed him this week, and he's going to use his newfound wealth to buy himself a new or replacement second-hand Ford car. He emphasised the Ford. He's also going to get himself a new caravan, because he's even thinking about buying himself a horse. But anyway, I think that was a bit tongue-in-cheek. And he's going to spend his more time in Filey, which must be his favourite place. So I asked him about his formula for winning so much from such a small stake, and he said that he gets up in the morning, then he keeps his pyjamas on and puts all his clothes over his pyjamas, goes across the road to buy his regular newspaper, gets back in bed having taken off his outer clothes, so he's still got his pyjamas on, then he spends 5 minutes in bed studying the form. Then he gets dressed, then he goes across to the bookies, the Betfred bookies of course, and puts his bet on. And this time, this formula works. He doesn't go for any favourites at all, and he's won himself 110,000 on his 50p lucky 31.
What a great story there. It's a commitment, that, isn't it? The betting, quite commitment there.
Yeah, it
oh, what a fantastic story. Well, Betfred stores are open. You can bet online and via their app as well.